This past Sunday in the United States was Mother's Day, and I suspect many of the folks in the room celebrated Mother's Day with the women in your lives one way or the other. And I had the pleasure of enjoying it with my wife and two of my kids. My oldest daughter, Grace, has been out of college for a year, so this was her first year in the real world, dealing with life as we all know it. And growing up, Grace was always, being the oldest, she was always very stoic. She was always very confident, never let anything bother her, never let her sister or brother see anything bother her. Today, or on Sunday, I noticed that she looked tired, stressed. Something wasn't right. We don't get to see her that often, and I just thought something was wrong. And as dinner, we went on with dinner, and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" And she started to share that her company, like many, cut back. They have fewer resources than they used to have. She's doing the job of two people now. She's working long hours, Saturdays and Sundays, and just really stressed about, and this is her first year in the workforce. For those of you that are, parents, probably like me, first thing you thought is, I'm going to fix this. Give me 5 minutes with her boss. Or better yet, her boss's boss. I'll straighten them out. But that's not reality, right? Any intervention from me would have not made things better. In fact, it probably would have made things worse. So all I could do is just, let her know that I loved her and that I was confident that better days are ahead. So my name is Brian Hodges, by the way. And I am a father, but I'm also a services practitioner and a services leader. I've been in the business for 32 years, started at Ernst & Young. As Kenny said, I ran professional services at Informatica for 20 years. And then for the past 8 years, I've been in my current role, co-founder and CEO of InCloud Integrators. We've got 3 lines of business. One focuses on customer success. I've got consultants that do that. I've got consultants that focus on people analytics. And I've got some consultants that focus on PSA, professional services optimization, professional services automation tools. That's where I spend the bulk of my time. So I'm going to talk today about how to address PS challenges with some modern tools and techniques. But, there's always a but, I'm going to challenge you over the next couple of, not just today, not just in this session, but over the next couple of days, think about the people in your team. Think about the people in your organization that trust you. They've got their careers in your hands. They've got their work-life balance in your hands. So you've got an opportunity over the next couple of days to learn a lot about AI and automation and what you can do to make your margins and make your revenue. But I'm going to challenge you to put a slightly different lens on my presentation and the content that you look at this week. Every person on your team is a brother, a daughter, son, wife, mother. They're more than a number on a spreadsheet under the column head count. So we're going to talk a lot about automation and AI, but I'm going to ask you to think about how do we take these tools and this technology and make our people's lives better? How can we find a way to reduce the stress, reduce the burden, reduce the workload? Sure, we all know AI is going to make some jobs obsolete. That's a fact. But I'm going to challenge you as services leader, and I would bet that everyone in this room is either a services leader or a very influential person in your post-sale services activity. So you've got people that have trusted their careers and their livelihood in your hands. And it's your responsibility, it's our responsibility, not just to hit those margins and revenue targets, but to find ways to take the tools and the technology that we have at our disposal to make our people's lives better. I had the opportunity to attend the TSIA conference, Technology Services Industry Association, a couple of weeks ago in Orlando. I've been doing that for about 15 years, and I've got a lot of friends and colleagues that are a part of that, and a lot of folks look just like this. The match head, they just burned out, very tired. Because it's very real in services, and I'm not just talking about professional services. I'm talking about customer success, support. We're all feeling it. Shareholders want more. The board wants more profitability, more revenue. Do more with less. And it's causing us to burn ourselves and our people out. Grant Thornton did a survey. 51% of the employees last year that they surveyed said they are burned out at work. 54% of those people said they were burned out because they worked really hard. They were overworked. I think we can probably all relate to that. You can all probably relate to that in your own way. But on the other side of the coin, we have this fear about what AI is going to do to our industry or to jobs in general. 60%, this was a survey done by PwC last year, tech workers, 60% feared that their job was going to go away with AI. And then Goldman Sachs, this is a headline from Goldman Sachs where they had this nice little headline that said, AI is going to replace 300 million jobs over the next 10 to 20 years. So we've got these two sort of competing priorities. We've got on one hand, we've got people that are overworked. We're all overworked trying to find ways to do more with less. But on the other hand, we've got to find ways to take these tools and techniques that are at our disposal and make our lives better. But not just replace people, to make their job better and easier and to do more. So what I'm going to cover today is some friction points that I think are really common for a lot of us as services leaders. And I'm going to try to put an angle on it of where are the places that your people are probably feeling the most pain. And I'll talk a little bit about where you can leverage AI and automation for some real ROI and some ideas to reduce not just the burnout, or to reduce the burnout and not just the cost. And then finally, I'll talk a little bit about a framework that you might be able to use. Many of you probably have some sort of change management process already in your organization, but I'll put one on the table to consider to use as you go forward as well. So let's start by talking about some of those common PS challenges. The sales to service handoff. Anybody have a problem with this one? Okay, good. I am among friends, clearly. We've had services businesses for what, 50 years? And this thing is still a problem? How many have been on a call with a consultant and saw them berated by the client because they asked the question that was already asked 20 times during the sales cycle? Anybody see that? That is a cringe-worthy moment. So the sales to services handoff process has got to be fixed. We've got the tools to do it. What about our project managers? Anybody have project managers that are overloaded? We've worked with customers that have projects, some PMs have 50 plus projects that they have to keep track of. I have other customers that we've worked with that have fewer projects, but the PMs also have to deliver technical work. I'm sure some of you probably have that mix in your organization as well. And when you have project managers that are overloaded or don't have the right tools at their disposal, it's going to lead to inconsistent visibility into the health of your project portfolio. What that will lead to is that ominous phone call from your client who went from everything is great to